12 this Wednesday lunchtime. You're listening to Jim White, Alex Crook, Gabby Bonlahor and Steve Bruce, and we're live on talkSPORT, coming to you live from St James's Park, Newcastle. All thanks to BetMGM, 18 plus, begambleaware.org, and of course the Premier League darts opener is right here in this great city tomorrow night, and two of the boys taking part, Stephen Bunting and Luke Humphreys, are en route to joining us here before we go at 1 o'clock today. I'm delighted about that. Steve Bruce, of course, with us, which takes me on to Manchester United. Steve, we cannot have you live with us this lunchtime without talking about United and where they've got themselves to at this precise time. So Manchester United host Tottenham Hotspur this Saturday at 12:30. It's live in talkSPORT with Michael Carrick looking to make it 4 wins from 4. Michael Carrick, who took over as interim from the previous interim. Is Michael Carrick, in your view, Steve, putting himself right in the frame for the job full-time?
Oh, absolutely. And if he keeps winning, he's in pole position for it. And you have to compliment of how well he's done. He's made a big call in the first couple of games with not playing Cunha. So that must have been a difficult conversation. I have to say, Cunha comes off the bench and does remarkably well in the first game, and maybe then thought, am I going to play in the second one? And he doesn't, but comes off the bench and then gets the winner. And that tells me of his management skills. And of course, what he's done now is just give the players maybe a freedom to play in their position, simplified the whole thing, played 2 wide players who Man United always seem to play. It's been a little bit difficult because Dorgu got injured, so that natural left footer on the left side unfortunately missed the last game. He's put himself in pole position, and fair play to him. And I think what's helped him enormously is he knows Man United and what's expected and what the demands are and the intensity of it, because I think a lot of people know it's a huge club, but they get a little bit lost with it when they go in of the actual size of it and the scrutiny and the spotlight and the demands on you are like no other club there will ever be. So I think Michael has handled it supremely well in all of it.
Do you think Ruben Amorim was very stubborn in a way that he said he would only play one way, playing the 3 centre-halves, when the players Manchester United had, they suited a 4-3-3?
Yeah, I think it was all about, it became in the end, Gabby, didn't it? This raging debate on systems. Listen, players are players and good players are good players, but I think what they need is a little bit of clarity. I've never seen a team win the Premier League playing 3 at the back. I've seen Conte did it and they played a 5. They were a 5 though, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it was difficult. I think we all wanted Amorim to do well. I think we all liked him. We enjoyed him when we thought, can he be something different? And unfortunately, he became embroiled in a situation where it was just a formation over results.
Should someone have tapped him on the shoulder sooner? And yeah, maybe even Ferguson from the director's box and said, look, this club doesn't play a back 3. It plays with wingers. It brings young players into the team, because his treatment of Kobe Mainu for me was criminal. Could Sir Alex have got involved in that?
Well, look, I in management, I can only go on my experiences in management. And when I was young, I didn't last very long, and 4 clubs were first started. I had 4 clubs in 2 years because I wouldn't listen to anybody. I was stubborn as you like. It wasn't until I bumped into John Benson, God rest his soul, somebody with grey hair, who grabbed me aside one day and said, listen, how about this and that and the other, and just give you a bit of sound advice. And I think any young coach, head coach, always needs somebody with grey hair. Or no hair.
Like me.
Just to give you a little bit of advice.
Yes, yeah.
And somewhere down the line, because I wanted Ruben Amorim to do really, really well. I really, really did, because we'd all seen what he did in Portugal, and we played a certain way in Portugal. But Man U has been always about playing more wide players and a number 10, if you like, and somebody who can get you off your seat.
Yeah.
That's the Man U way.
But Steve,
always will be the way.
Does Carrick need top 4 to get it?
Quite possibly, but The advantage of what he's got at the moment, he's not involved in any cups, which is absolutely a tragedy for Man United. So he can only just concentrate on the league, and every week is week by week, not Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So he's got an outstanding chance, and the way they keep going, I wouldn't be surprised. Would any of us be surprised if Man U finished in the top 4? None of us would be, because they've got good players at the end of the day.
And that recruitment last summer was decent. You know, you mentioned Cunha and Mbumo, the keeper. Šeško's starting to perform now. How far are they away from actually challenging for the title? If they get a couple of midfielders, Baliba, Wharton, Elliot Anderson on their list, could they compete next year? Genuinely?
Well, look, they've always got good players and always have done. What we could say, Crookie, over the years is probably they haven't got recruitment right. There's not been too many who've been, wow. The outstanding one for me is Bruno, and Michael has put him, the best player, in his best position as a number 10. Makes a little bit of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got your best player in his best position who scores and makes you goals, whose statistics are incredible. So they're not far off. They're not far short. Yeah, absolutely, they're going to be there or thereabouts.
And how important to keep Bruno, because we know there's this release clause, 57 million quid for European clubs in the summer.
Oh, really?
They can't afford to lose him, can they?
No, they can't. No, they can't, because where do you replace these guys? That's the problem. There's not enough. There's not many Bruno Fernandes knocking around, that's for sure. So, man, you never want to let the good players go.
And do you know what I find interesting with recruitment? Manchester City in this window, 2 players in, Gay and Semenyo, tried and tested in the Premier League. You look at United's recruitment last summer, Cunha and Mbumo, proven in the Premier League. I think too often since Fergie left, they've looked overseas, and it's those signings that haven't worked out.
Great point. I think that for a lot of clubs. I think you take a calculated gamble when you go and take somebody else from a different country who haven't played in the Premier League, because most of them take time to adapt to playing in England and playing in the Premier League in particular. It's like no other league, and I think you're right. There's time where you need to recruit from the Premier League, and people who've been there, done it, wore the
Van der
T-shirt.
Beek didn't work, did it?
Yeah. Do you sometimes sit back, Stephen, and scratch your head and think of your Manchester United since Sir Alex retired? Episode after episode has failed. Obviously, you think of
They've won
Mourinho,
trophies
you think of
along the way.
Moisey before that, you think of Van Gaal, and now the latest victim is Amorim, and you think, how? This is Manchester United.
Well, going back 10 years, I didn't think they gave David Moyes enough time. That was a big mistake. You know, they had people like Mourinho and Van Gaal, and yeah, it's been frustrating for, I suppose, for every Man United manager, every Man United supporter, I suppose. But it's quite incredible, isn't it? It's like Arsenal after Wenger, and how often do we see it?
Yeah.
But of all those managers that we're talking about, Jim, Amorim's the worst. 15th in the Premier League. Lost a European final. Should have gone then, shouldn't he? 15th.
Well, I had the debate. I had a raging argument with somebody the other day, a Tottenham fan, who said they were right to get rid of Postecoglou because he won in Europe. He, though, sacrificed the Premier League to win in Europe.
Amorim didn't. He was just rubbish.
Well, I'm not going to say that, because I think he was very, very talented, and maybe it was just a bit soon for him, the Man United thing, because you don't do what you did in Portugal without having a bit of talent. But I do believe maybe it was just wrong time, wrong place.
I've seen in front of me quite a number of messages. Arsenal fans really buoyed up this lunchtime, Steve, by what you said earlier on. And what Steve was alluding to was, as and when Arsenal got over the line, it could lead to another Premier League title and maybe another Premier League title after that. And I cannot tell you, I've seen half a dozen or more messages in the last 10, 15 seconds, fans saying, God, I hope he's right. Let's hope he's right. But you firmly believe that one title could lead to another and maybe another for Arsenal. And they could kind of do what United did under Sir Alex, possibly.
All the other big teams are in change. All of them are in change, whether it's managerial change or squad change or whatever. Arsenal aren't. And I believe once they get over the line, it pains me to say it, by the way, but I am very, very impressed of what they've done, and especially the manager who's been there just Oh, and was he been second three times? Has he?
Yes. What do you think of Champions League, though, Steve? Do you think that Barcelona are poor defensively, so are Real Madrid, Bayern Munich are a good side, but what Arsenal have done...
Well, look, we've got 5. We've got 5 in the top 8, haven't we, in the league?
Yeah.
All of a sudden now it comes to knockout stuff. So that can happen over 2 legs now. And you're never going to write off a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or a Bayern Munich. But I have to tell you, you wouldn't want Arsenal.
No.
And you wouldn't want Man City.
Okay.